it's for recording.
Oh, so this is something I never really shared with anybody. If you don't mind, I'm going to be a little loose. You know what I mean? I kind of feel comfortable with my boys.
Yes.
So he's just been, ever since I walked in here, I'm going to tell you, the Spirit of God was just moving. Just a song, when only, it's something about that just kind of got me, it just got me going. It got me in the mood. I started praying for you guys as you guys are saying, you know, you had moments. But as that happened, man, God was just laying on me, you know, give your testimony, give your testimony. How many guys know, you know, when God lays on your heart, you give your testimony, you got to be obedient.
Yes.
So here I am. I never shared this with anybody. So you guys are the first. The only person I really talked to this is maybe two other guys and my wife. So you guys know I was a fireman. I've been a fireman, man, since I was like 22. You know, I been doing it for a long time. Started off in Palm Beach, came up here to Clearwater, making almost six figures. You know, I had a Mercedes, I had a pimped out truck. You know, I felt good. I started to get to this pride. I was really kind of prideful, and to the point where I was almost arrogant. I led my company down at Station 45 downtown Clearwater. I ran the house, pretty much. It was the chief and it was me. And I ran, you know, the whole deal, shot calling, pretty much. Everywhere I went down, if it was a call, that was me. That was my thing. So it got to a point where I got a little, you know, arrogant, you know, a little boastful. I didn't see it. Of course, my wife saw it. She sees everything. But she got to a point where she was saying, "Daddy, you're not being a good steward." She called me Daddy. "You're not being a good steward with what God has given you." Like, I give my tithes. You know, I just made leadership here at the church. You know, I was praying for people. And so things was going kind of good, as I thought. Here we go. March 23rd, I got arrested. Here's the story.
You just got into jail.
Dude, listen. March 22nd, I was in the jail ministry. I was preaching. I was praying. I mean, everything was just money. I was just doing it. The next day, I was in the same pod, and the next day I was in jail. Wow. When I was just doing the ministry the day before. I got arrested for L&L, molestation, on my daughter. All right? Here we go. Went to bed with my daughter kind of thing. You know, just kind of sitting there chilling. Nothing out of the ordinary. Same old, same old. Anyway, she gave me a little tug. Pop, pop, Daddy, you just kind of touched me on my area. Oh, really? We got to go tell Mom. So we went in the room with my wife. Hey, listen, this is what happened. Let's nip this in the butt before it goes any further. Because if she mentions something to the guidance counselor, mentions something to the teacher, mentions something to another friend, it can get out of control. So let's just make sure everything is documented. Let's just do what we're supposed to do. Let's be proactive. So we did that. We called CPS the next day. Hey, listen, this is what happened. I went to bed with my daughter. It was laying down. Boom, she hit me. She said, "Daddy, can I touch you in a private area?" I was like, "Oh, cool." So we wanted to make a report just to say everything was going cool. So the Child Protective Services, they came and they investigated me. They investigated my wife. They investigated my daughter. Everything was cool. There's no problem. It was unintentional. It was done non-maliciously. It is what it is. Okay, cool. All right, so as long as you guys are good with this and everybody's good, it's a wrap. So a couple months later, you know, kind of, you know, still living my life, you know, a little bit more arrogant, kind of doing the same thing. I thought I was on top of the world, you know, kind of thing. So the guy was like, the officer, detective, I ain't gonna mention his name, but he was like, "Hey, listen, I just need you guys to come down 15 minutes because the CPS, Child Protective Services, DCF, whatever they're called, they're going to do their investigation, but as a state, we need to do ours." Some of you guys might be familiar with that. So as far as I know, you know, everything was a done deal. You know, just need to go there and give my little 15-minute speech, and it was a wrap. So we go there. She interviewed my wife. They interviewed me. It's like, "Well, Mr. Young, I need you to stand up. We're gonna place you under arrest." What? You know, and it just rocked my whole world. Keep in mind, my wife was, "Daddy, God is just telling me you're not being a good steward of what I'm giving you." And it just didn't resonate. I didn't get it. So anyway, went to jail. They put me in the ag seg. I was up in, I don't know, C-pod, A-pod, I forget it was, but I was up there. A-pod. A-pod, second floor, in ag seg. For you guys never been, that's administrative segregation, whatever. Because I was an officer, because I was with this, because I was part of the law, as they call it, they wanted to secure me in the spot. So anyway, Friday morning, made bail, I couldn't see, the order was, I cannot have contact with my daughter. So 84 days, I didn't see my daughter. I couldn't come back to my house, so I had to go get a room with somebody I never knew. That boosted my arrogance way down low, right? Shot me in the gut. So now I'm living in a room, can't really go back home to my place. So I'm living out of a suitcase, right? And I'm like, counting days, like, Lord, why? Why? You know what I'm saying? Crying. Up here in this ministry, telling my pastors what was going on. I was like, why? What? I don't understand, Lord. I did this. I've done that. Why? And because I went to men's ministry some years ago, I had a book called The Measure of a Man. And people have told me, you know, if you don't listen to God, God will put you in a place where you'll listen to him. So here I am, no job, and I can't work because now I got this charge. Nobody's not going to hire somebody with an L&L molestation charge. It's just not going to happen. So anyway, I got this charge, and I'm still waiting for the court thing to come through, you know, whatever. So I'm in a place, and I'm reading Cover Her, you know, how to be a better husband to my wife. I'm reading The Measures of a Man. I'm reading Be the Father She Needs You to Be. I never had read that stuff before. I was so busy. I had just finished my AS degree. I just finished my AA degree. I just finished a BS. I was just starting my graduate program at Barry University. I was on my way to getting my master's degree. I even told my wife, to the point where it's like, you know what? This is me. I was a fireman before I met you, and if you get in my way, I'm just going to keep doing my thing. I can't do this with you, you know? I was about my business, but God was about his business. And he humbled me. And he took everything that I thought was important, and he took it away from me. I had nothing. The only person I did have is the woman that I was willing to throw away because of a career. She was so important to me. She became, it's like God put his orders in me. It's like, you're going to rely on me. You're going to realize who this woman is in your life. You're going to realize what you're supposed to do with your children. I gave you those children. I gave you those grandkids. You be a good steward. And it hit me like a ton of bricks. And it's like all this time I was searching for what I thought was rewarding. The degrees, the money, the cars. It was nothing. None of that stuff mattered when I was inside that jail cell. None of that stuff mattered when I was sitting there in that room and couldn't see my little girl. None of that stuff mattered. What mattered to me the most is my kids, my grandkids, how precious my wife was to me. That's what mattered the most to me. And he got me in a place where I heard him loud and clear. And I came to church more and more, even though I didn't want to, because I felt like God felt me, you know, even though I was doing all these things. I was praying. I was doing all the things that, I was doing like the religious thing in so many words. But I got to a point where I was like, Lord, I trust in you. I'm going to keep praying for you. My wife was praying for me. My pastor was praying for me. Family was praying for me. I got dependent on him. And so it got to a point where I got the message. I started calling my kids every day. Something I really never did. Never calling them every day. I never said, how was your day? How is it going? What's new in your life? I was doing that. I was asking my wife the same thing. How was your day? Is anything new? What's up? You know, talk to me. So it changed. The dynamic of my family changed. And it was like, wow. I had all these riches under my own roof, but I was pursuing it on the outside, and it was nothing. I had everything that I wanted right there under my roof. It was just amazing how God put me in a place where I needed to be. So anyway, kept coming to church, kept praying, kept reading my Bible, pressing in, really getting to an intimate relationship with God. I needed that. And I got that relationship. I got that intimacy. I believed in him to the point where I was crying, Lord, thank you. I was thankful in my situation. And then, wasn't too long, it was June 2nd, my attorney called me. Keep in mind, my attorney, when I met my attorney, told him the situation, he said, well, you got about a 5% chance of getting off. It's not going to happen. This is going to be a long road for you. So, I mean, I'm like, what? You know, it was just, this is new to me. Never been locked up, never been in this situation, ever. But June 2nd, I got a call from my attorney, hey man, listen, all the charges been dropped, man, we're good to go. I was like, and I signed it, I was in rooms to go, and I just sat down, I was like, oh, Jesus. He was like, yeah, because I didn't do none of that. And that's the only person that did help you. Believe me, I'm not a religious man, but I'm telling you right now, that's who helped you.
Amen.
And you know what? I was like, I promise God, if you can get me out of this, I'll preach your word. I read Psalms 51. I read Psalms, you name a psalm, you name a book in the Bible, I was in it. I've never been more close in the Bible than where he put me to be that day. So I'm telling you, God is real. Prayer is real. Put down your pride unless God will put you in a place where you see just how important you really are and how important he really is. He will magnify those people that's so important in your life, and he'll show you what's not important in your life. So I'm telling you right now, listening to my testimony, I'm telling you, brother, believe me, God is real. He loves you. You just got to get to a place where you can see his love and feel his love. Thank you.
Thank you.
This is, I know the Holy Spirit's moving right now. We're going to finish up, but I believe there's just some heart healing right now. Just let him touch you. It's between you and him.